Today's Dot vs. the World is definitely going to be a different one. This is one I've been wanting to do for quite some time now, and unlike the other ones where they're just either for jokes, for criticism, or if I'm actually trying to help people, this one, however, is personal. Today, we are talking and ripping apart Autism Speaks, the most fucking vile autism charity that I've ever seen in my entire life. Once I explain what this organisation has done and has put out for autistic people, I'm sure many people in my audience will feel the same disgust and anger that I felt. Time to get a little personal. As you all probably know, or some of you might know, I myself am autistic. I am on the autistic spectrum. I've been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, or Asperger's syndrome, however you want to say it, since the age of 11. And I've definitely gone through some ups and downs with autism. But before we go after this charity, let me explain some things that may be a little confusing. First things first, autism is not a disease. It is a neurological condition that affects the brain. Secondly, you cannot catch autism. You can't spread it either. Thirdly, autism cannot be cured. And finally, autism is not always the same. This is a huge piece of misinformation. In case you don't know, autism is like a spectrum, like a rainbow. On one end of this imaginary rainbow, you have people who really aren't affected too much. Like, they can talk normally, they don't really suffer from too many learning disabilities, and overall they have average intelligence. Like me, for example. Opposite to that, you can be on the other end of the spectrum per se, where you can't even communicate verbally at all, you need constant assistance from family members to help you with everyday tasks, and you often struggle with social stuff. Well, in my experience, nearly every single autistic person that I have met struggles with being in social situations, like out in public. But no two people have the exact same autism. It is always different person to person. Some people may be affected slightly, some people may be affected a little bit, and some people may be affected a lot by it. But this charity, this god-awful charity, disagrees with me. Autism Speaks basically treats autism like a disease. Think of illnesses like cancer or AIDS, where it's a horrible condition that can obviously harm and kill the people affected by it. They put autism on the exact same pedestal as this. They treat autism like it's going to ruin every single person's life. There is no good part of autism. Everybody who is autistic is just an absolute bad person to society, and they make their families' lives miserable. They also think that autism should be cured, and should not be embraced or researched further into. Their whole shtick is overpowering autism, which is total bollocks. It may sound like I am angry, because I am. There are so many people that I know who are on the autistic spectrum, who are often misrepresented because of this god-awful charity and charities similar to it, constantly spreading misinformation about autism. Listen, the best way to describe autism from a guy who has it is a double-edged sword. It's not black or white, it's grey. Autism definitely has its problems. Like me, for example, I struggle with social stuff. Like in real life, I'm generally just a pretty quiet person. However, there are good things about autism. Like me, for example, because of my special interests being creepypastas and writing, I've developed a naturally high skill for these certain things. Nearly all the stories that I have written have been praised by people saying that it was good. I personally care a ton about the creepypasta franchise and the people within it, and overall I love doing what I'm doing now on YouTube. So yeah, autism has its bad parts. Autism has its good parts. However, it is not all good, and it is not all bad. This charity thinks every single person has the exact same autism, the exact same issues, the exact same problems, and overall, they all have bad parts, no good parts. Now you may be asking me, Doc, where did you get this idea from? Well, what I am about to play to you is the most fucking disgusting PSA I've seen towards autistic people. Now keep in mind, everybody, this is not for the faint of heart. This contains severe misinformation, horrible descriptions, and overall just, if you can't handle these type of things, please just proceed with caution. And I'm going to be adding text on screen when relevant, to give my own personal thoughts. But here we go. Prepare yourself.
I am autism. I'm visible in your children, but if I can help it, I am invisible to you until it's too late. I know where you live, and guess what? I live there too. I hover around all of you. I know no color barrier, no religion, no morality. No currency. I speak your language fluently, and with every voice I take away, I acquire yet another language. I work very quickly. I work faster than pediatric AIDS, cancer, and diabetes combined. And if you are happily married, I will make sure that your marriage fails. Your money will fall into my hands, and I will bankrupt you for my own self-gain. I don't sleep, so I make sure you don't either. I will make it virtually impossible for your family to easily attend a temple, a birthday party, a public park, without a struggle, without embarrassment, without pain. You have no cure for me. Your scientists don't have the resources, and I relish their desperation. Your neighbors are happier to pretend that I don't exist, of course, until it's their child. I am autism. I have no interest in right or wrong. I derive great pleasure out of your loneliness. I will fight to take away your hope. I will plot to rob you of your children and your dreams. I will make sure that every day you wake up, you will cry, wondering who will take care of my child after I die. And the truth is, I am still winning, and you are scared. And you should be. I am autism. You ignored me. That was a mistake.
Now, what you have just witnessed is disgusting. Absolutely vile, absolutely irredeemable. Look at all the fear-mongering in that video. It was rancid. Notice also how they don't bring up anything positive about autism. They don't mention any of the good side effects of it. They don't mention how that with time and support from your family you can help live with it better. They don't mention any of that. They just treat autism as a vile, disgusting, incurable disease. That's what they do. That's what they want you to think. And they want you to give your money to them to try and fight it off. Listen, people. This whole claim that vaccines also lead to autism is stupid. Like, if it was me, I would rather be autistic than be an idiot. But yes, everybody, coming from a guy who's never had a vaccination in his entire life until after he was diagnosed with autism, vaccines do not cause autism. There is no evidence proving this. So overall, you should not support this charity and what it does. It is absolutely disgusting. And I've probably said that about 500 fucking times in this video, but it's completely worth it for this disgusting piece of shit charity. And listen to all of my autistic viewers, don't let this charity perceive how you think of yourself. Being autistic does not mean that you are less of a person. It doesn't mean you're a disgusting, vile person who makes your family a living nightmare. It simply means you're different from other people. And you know what? That's okay. It would be a very boring world if we were all the same. Being different is a good thing. We all have different beliefs, different thoughts, different ideologies, and that's great. Think of all the really good things that have come from autistic people. Think of people like Bill Gates from Microsoft, or Sir Isaac Newton, for instance. All really good people who have helped us. So remember, my autistic people in my audience, don't listen to a word this charity says. That was the rant for today. Do not support Autism Speaks, for the love of God. This is the first proper time that I felt genuine personal anger towards something. Every other time it hasn't been personal, but not this time. This was deserved. I hope you enjoyed me tearing this absolutely disgusting charity to pieces, and hopefully showing a little more truth to autism. This has been the Dog Author. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're new and hit the bell so you're always up to date with my latest videos. And I'll see you all later. Take care.